Video game bang, video game bang, video game bang.
Video game.
Mega Ran. Live from the sack, it's the livest. In fact, I'm putting rhymes on this track to put my guys on the map. Updates, geek news, tech talk, and reviews. They can summarize it so you ain't gotta breeze through. Listen once and you're forever fans. And I'm not saying it because their theme song features Mega Ran, the ultimate source of all geek media. Other podcasts, they just don't match up. Need proof? You can check the archives and catch up. Stats off the chain, we have rearranged the game. It'll never be the same. Now it's time to feel the
bang. What is up, everybody? Video Game Bang is back, and we have a special episode of Video Game Bang because we are going to live crew. We haven't done this in a long time.
Because we don't have any friends.
Yeah, you know,
Make it sound like it's a fun, important thing. It's because we don't have friends.
Yeah, we've chased everybody off. They don't want to come and hear us yell at each other. So I think we got a lot to hammer out. This is gonna be a good one too because we have Oscar news, which is very Emma-centric.
It is.
You did your own stream about it. I saw you did a really good job promoting it. You did what was it? Your Twitch viewers went and they voted on stuff. What was
it was like a whole thing. It was a whole thing. So first there was a nominations period where everybody nominated in their categories, and then I took all those nominations and took the top 5, and everybody voted for those nominations, and then that's where we went from there.
And then the part that really, because I was like, okay, that's cool, she's doing a thing, you know, that's awesome. But then when you actually did the presentation, you went all out with custom overlays. You wore like a black dress with the makeup, like you were actually going to the Oscars.
I got fancy.
Yeah.
I was wearing the Macy's sale rack.
Ooh.
Those of you wondering.
I was wondering.
Yes.
I wonder if they have it in my size. We got Birds of Prey coming up too. That's out.
Seen it twice.
You've seen it twice. Why am I not surprised? So, all right, let's just start with Birds of Prey, please, because I know we were going to get there.
Okay.
Birds of Prey. I hate this movie.
You haven't seen this movie, so you don't get an opinion.
Okay, I don't actually hate it, but I hate that I can't find an unbiased review. Why is it that it's either one way or the other?
Misogyny.
And it feels manufactured. I saw a tweet going around that could not be made by a real human being. That had to be a robot or something, or propaganda, because it was some dude who made a tweet. I don't even think, was he an actual, you know the one I'm talking about, don't you?
I'm sorry.
I see it in your face.
You've given me no information.
But you know the one I'm talking about.
I do not.
It was a tweet that came out from a guy who was like bitching about Birds of Prey because Harley Quinn wasn't sexy enough.
Oh, there's been a lot of those.
There was one.
There have been those for months.
There was a prominent one that came out and it went viral. It was like,
there's been a lot.
Why? And they're all from fake news.
Because men are stupid and they don't know what looks good.
There's no way someone would actually say that.
No, yeah, that's been very, very prominent ever since the first posters and the first trailer came out, is men that are bitching about how she doesn't look like she looked in Suicide Squad. She doesn't look sexy anymore, which if you can look at Margot Robbie ever and tell me she doesn't look fucking gorgeous, I will fight you in an octagon. Like, that woman is incapable of looking not gorgeous.
I don't get, I don't get that critique or why that even matters to the movie. But so, which leads to my point. There's people saying that the movie sucks because Harley Quinn isn't sexy, which is
stupid, and the movie's not made for you, so fuck off.
Obviously stupid, yeah. But then there's other things where obviously on the other side that are just like, oh, it's about girl power, so you gotta love it. Which, you know, maybe if you need to see a movie like that, but for me, who's right smack dab in the middle, I want a review smack dab in the middle that says whether this movie is good. Is the acting even good? No one's talking about that. No one's talking about, is the plot good?
I will fill you in here.
Please.
I will fill you in here. A non-spoiler review. So the premise, or the preface of this review is that Harley Quinn is my light and joy, my soul, the light of my life. I love her.
So this isn't going to be unbiased.
FYI. Which means it could go either way, because if they did her really, really wrong, I'd be furious, and if they did her right, I'd be very happy. So, like, I could give a really bad review, I could give a really good review. I loved it.
Fair enough.
I loved it. I'll just tell you right now.
You saw it twice in 2 days?
I've seen it twice. I drove to San Jose just to see it with Rachel on opening night.
Wow.
It's really good. I walked out, and like my first thought was like, they finally did my girl right. Like, they got her right. They got her very, very well. It's just, It's so much better than Suicide Squad, which I think is a lot of what it's fighting against, is people just think that it's a Suicide Squad spinoff, and Suicide Squad was really, really bad.
Let's go. But that's a low bar. Exactly. That's a super low bar. Saying that it's better than Suicide Squad is not much of a compliment.
No, it's not. But so the writing is really, really good. The story that they chose to tell for this, I really, really enjoy. They went a really good direction because, I mean, if you see the trailer, it's her, leaving the Joker and kind of going off on her own and finding friends along the way.
Aww.
But no, they went a really good direction with the story that they chose to tell. I have a lot of respect for Margot Robbie with this movie because after Suicide Squad, Warner Brothers offered her own solo Harley movie, and she's the one who pushed to make it a Birds of Prey movie so that she could introduce these characters, so that they could have more women on screen. They could have this team up.
Okay.
And she was a producer. She was a really big part of it. She really wanted to get it right. And so Harley has done really well. Huntress is phenomenal. She's so good. Black Canary has done so well. Renee Montoya, like all the characters have done really well. And one of the standouts is Ewan McGregor as Black Mask. Fucking phenomenal. He is so good. You just have to see it for Ewan McGregor. He has pajamas that have his face all over them, and I want those. Hot Topic needs to license these. But yeah, the story's good. They play their parts very, very well. The action, the fight scenes are really good. For those of you that saw, I've had the jail cell fight scene song in my head for like 2 weeks now. I cannot stop thinking about that fight. The fights are actually inspired by John Wick, so they kind of tried to go for that kind of brutality.
Ooh.
And it works very, very well. Because, obviously Harley's not a hero. She's not supposed to be a superhero. She is a villain sometimes, a hero sometimes, an anti-hero most of the time. Like, she walks her own line. She doesn't, she's not always doing the right thing, and that's how it is.
I'm glad they stuck with that then. So this isn't like
she's out for herself, and then along the way she's picking up friends, but she's Harley.
Yeah. All right, that's good. Because that's what pissed me off about I just recently watched the X-Men
Dark
Phoenix, and I hated it because Mystique is not a good guy. Mystique should be always looking out for herself, and to see her being like this golden beacon of all that's true and right and everybody's holding hands in kumbaya really pissed me off. So I hate when they are untrue to character. So hearing that they gave her own movie and still let her be villainous to her, I mean,
because she's just crazy. Because in her mind, she's not a villain, necessarily. She's just doing whatever the fuck she wants to do whenever she wants to do it. She's got this newfound independence and freedom that she doesn't know what to do with, and she's got all these people that want to kill her that she did not know about, and she kind of just put a target on her back. But it's really, really good, and it for something that it's not going to be something that you super care about, but watching it, I can tell, like, you can tell in the visuals, you can tell in the writing that this was written and directed and created by women.
Wait a minute. Wait. Why wouldn't I care about that?
Because I don't know if that's what you're looking for when you go in this.
I'm going to have a daughter. I'm
okay,
a hashtag girl dad.
You can show her this movie when you deem that she's old enough for the violence.
Well, yeah, that's what I was going to say. Is this graphic? You said John Wick.
It's rated R.
Oh, so it's one of those.
It is rated R. She's got a thing against knees. I'll say that. She doesn't like knees.
A lot of people in chat are saying that the fights, like, they're just talking about the fight scenes. A lot of men, by the way.
They're very good. They're really good fight scenes.
Jail fight scene was the best scene.
For those of you that are talking about the fight scenes, I will tell you, as a woman, the hair tie was my favorite thing in this. Just know. And it's funny because there's, like, that's just what it's been called, is like the hair tie moment. And women all over the internet, all over Twitter, a bunch of people that I know are like super excited about that. It's just, it feels like you can tell when you're watching it that it's created by women, and you can tell in how it looks and how it sounds and the way that they act. Like, this was actually created by women and to tell a story about women, which is it's a very nice change of pace.
What would you predict? Have you looked at the Rotten Tomato scores?
It's got like mid 80s, right?
It's actually doing well. Certified fresh.
Yeah, it's really good.
79% on the tomato meter.
It dropped a little bit.
And the audience score, though, right, very consistent with the 80%. I look at Rotten Tomatoes more than I should, and I don't take it very seriously, but it's always just, I like to look at the delineation between the score of the audience and the score of the critics.
Yeah.
And it's always a good sign when they're both consistent, at least. Consistently high, I should say. When they're both consistently bad, that's a bad sign. When the critics rate it high and the audience gives it low, it's interesting. But this is promising. And
it's really good.
Did they change the name of it?
They did change the name of it yesterday or the day before, I think. Warner Brothers officially changed the name. So it's been marketed as, and it was released as, Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn, which is a very long title, and your only recognizable character are the last 2 words. So I like the title because it fits, but the average consumer is not going to know anything about that. So they changed the title to Harley Quinn, Birds of Prey. That's just what it's called now. Harley Quinn, Birds of Prey.
Oh,
Which is a smart move. Is a smart move on their part because it puts your recognizable character front and center. Average audiences don't give a fuck and don't know who the Birds of Prey are. Honestly, the marketing for this movie was really disappointing, not in the content of it, but just in the amount. This movie did not get promoted very well.
So, okay, that was going to be my next point. Box office. Has this done
it hasn't done
gangbusters, or is it it's not a flop because otherwise people would have been talking about it, but also I'm not
people
hearing
have been talking a lot of shit about what a flop this is and how devastating their box office numbers are. So everybody keeps quoting the $30 million opening. So it made $30 million domestically. Globally, it made $81 million. It cost $80 million to make. So it recouped its budget on its first weekend. It is a much smaller opening than any, something like Justice League or
Wait a minute. It didn't do as good as Justice League?
No. Because how excited are people for Justice League before they knew it was bad?
Well, okay, depends on who you are because we knew that was going to be bad. A lot of
general
us
audiences. You got to talk general audiences.
I forget. We got to talk about the normies. All right.
And then it also, a movie like Justice League also cost $300 million to make. So the split there between box office to budget is very different.
What did this have to compete against?
As far as what came out at the same time?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Is it one of those ones that it held the title 2 weeks in a row, or is there?
I believe so. I think because it knocked Bad Boys out of the #1 spot, and I can't think of what else it would have been against because it's all I've cared about for a while. I was very surprised it wasn't a Valentine's Day release.
I think they should have held strong with the title. I think it shows weakness because, to be honest, I forgot all about box office. And when you mentioned that they had to change the name of it, my brain went to, ooh, I wonder if they're...
Yeah, it was a box office thing because they were looking at sales and they were like, how do we fix this?
How can we boost this up?
Do you know what was the last movie to change its title?
No.
Edge of Tomorrow. That Tom Cruise and Emily Blunt movie that changed its title to Live, Die, Repeat.
Oh, I had no idea that even happened.
Yep. It was called Edge of Tomorrow. I believe it might have been in theaters to DVD. I think it was called Edge of Tomorrow in theaters. And then for the DVD release, they changed it to Live, Die, Repeat. And it did much better.
Okay.
Because nobody knew what the fuck Edge of Tomorrow was.
You're talking about margin. I mean, especially with this Birds of Prey, I could see marginal differences. Usually you see the poster. This is just to attract those people who walk up to the movie theater who might not know what they're going to see yet, which I don't even know if those people are robots is what they are. Those are the NPCs of real life. If you walk up to a movie theater not knowing what you're going to see that day.
But how often did you see a trailer for this that was outside of a movie theater?
I don't watch things that have commercials.
Oh, wow.
So I'm not the guy to ask.
Wow. But yeah, it wasn't promoted very well. If I saw a bunch of it because I specifically follow things that are related to it, but if you're not following it, it wasn't popping up all over the internet. It wasn't popping up in commercials everywhere. It wasn't, it just wasn't promoted very well. I feel like they didn't put enough money into marketing it because they thought it wasn't going to do well, and then it didn't do super well because they didn't put enough money into marketing it. So we'll see if it does better on DVD release and streaming, because I know that was one thing that helped Shazam. Streaming, when it came out, really helped Shazam.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, I've hovered over it a few times, maybe about to watch it.
And this is better than Shazam.
I would be more interested in this than I would be Shazam.
Me too.
All right. I'll take that as a solid, fair review as I think I can get from you.
It's very funny. It's very fun. It's very heartfelt. It's a good, crazy, funny. It's what you would expect from Harley Quinn.
Let's talk about the Oscars real quick because to the opposite side, people were very, very excited that Joaquin Phoenix won the Best Actor, and I was just envisioning you when that happened.
I just didn't
How
care.
mad were you?
I'm annoyed, and it's just the industry, but I'm really sick of giving awards to people that are just assholes for the sake of being an asshole and call it method acting. He was an absolute nightmare to work with on that movie because he was method acting, and it was just him being a dick. So I'm kind of like over that. I haven't seen Joker. I have no desire to see Joker as long as it didn't win awards.
Wait, you still haven't seen it?
I have no.
And you have
I'll watch
no
it when
interest
it's on,
in seeing it?
No, I'll watch it when it's on like HBO Go or something that I already own. I'm not watching. I don't care.
What?
I don't care. I didn't care when it was coming out. I wasn't going to pay to see it. I don't
know,
care about
don't
the
pay
concept of
Don't
it.
pay to see it. Just it should be something you watch for the experience.
But I don't care about the experience. Because you know what's a better Joker movie than the Joker movie?
What?
Parasite.
Oh my god.
Which does everything the Joker movie wants to do. And does it well.
I don't know what the Parasite movie is, but I hear a lot of people talking about it. Can you explain like I'm 5. What is Parasite?
Parasite is a drama thriller about class warfare to an extent within Korea and within the context of two families, one very, very poor and one outlandishly rich. And that's kind of like the basic premise in a nutshell. And then it's hard to get into anything else without spoiling things.
You know that image of Joaquin Phoenix in his underwear dancing around
Yes.
from the Joker? One of my favorite responses going back to that tweet we saw about, Harley Quinn or Margot Robbie wasn't attractive enough in this movie. One of my favorite responses was a GIF of the Joker dancing in his underwear. And it was someone who said, yeah, but y'all nutted when you saw this.
Oh, my God. Don't even tell me Margot Robbie's not fucking gorgeous.
I don't see people that way. We're all just...
So Joker won. He won for Best Actor, which is kind of what I've heard is that even if you didn't like the movie, like he played the part really well, so whatever. And then it won for Best Score. And what I've heard of the music is very good, so... But yeah, it didn't win Best Picture, and that's all I gave a fuck about.
What was that? Parasite?
Parasite,
Okay.
which people are mad about. I will be very... That's a very specific section of white Americans are very upset about Parasite winning Best Picture.
Why is
because
that?
it's not in English.
Oh.
And people were pissed.
Oh, it's not in English?
No, it's in Korean. It's a Korean movie.
Oh, I'm not going to watch it.
So it won Best Picture, Best Screenplay, Best Foreign Film, Best Direction, and I feel like I'm missing something. It fucking swept.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it dubbed at least?
I mean, it might be, but why?
I don't know.
You might be able to find it dubbed, but just watch it subbed.
I can't watch subbed stuff.
Why?
It's just too much reading.
It
requires too much attention.
It's funny because he won at the Golden Globes as well, and part of his acceptance speech was when you get past the 1-inch tall barrier of subtitles, you open up so many more amazing films.
I can't get over that barrier. I can't do it with animes, can't do it with none of that stuff.
So I'm sure you can find a dubbed version of it maybe. I watched it, I think it's on Amazon Prime. You might be able to find a dubbed version of it. I'm not entirely certain, but the subbed version is like, I can't watch live action things that are dubbed. It's just wrong. It's just wrong. Because you're like, I'm looking at your mouth move and that's not the words that you're saying. And the time is weird and it's clearly like 80-yard lines.
I can't watch.
If I have to read a movie, it takes me out of it, says Lost Sheep in chat. Learn to read, you guys.
I agree with him.
Learn to read.
100%.
Oh my
Sheep,
God.
My man after my own heart. You know what? I don't really care about the Oscars because movies peaked in 2014.
With what is your 2014 movie?
Interstellar.
Which you watched on a fucking plane, so don't talk to me about how Interstellar's good.
How dare you? I watched it a second time last weekend at a Best Western. Here's the story. Okay, so the week before I got announced at my job, I'm the vice president of the SF Shock, which is
I
cool.
just had to fit that in there.
I'm very happy about it. I'm very proud. Me and my wife went down to Fresno, of all places, the armpit of California. Actually, we went worse than Fresno. We went to a place called Dinuba, which is the armpit of California.
It's the stray armpit hair.
Exactly. It's terrible. But I did hotels tonight, went to a Best Western, and
not sponsored.
Not sponsored at all. But we registered for a king bed because I was there with my wife and I'd like to share a bed with her that is large and, she's pregnant.
Unacceptable. Two twins.
We need space. No, absolutely not. But they had some issues because it's a Best Western in Dinuba, and so the only king rooms had like plumbing problems and all sorts of stuff. So they said, we can, if you want a king bed, because I threw a presidential fit. As a vice president of a company, I need to be in comfort at all times. So I said, this will not stand. I need a king room. And he was like, well, we have one room. It's the only one we have like it, the presidential suite.
Oh, my God.
And we went up there. It had 2 kings. I'd never been in such luxury.
Oh, my God.
2 kings at a Best Western, had a coffee maker, a refrigerator, like a large refrigerator, and 2 TVs on each side of the room, synced to the same thing. And guess what was playing on I think it was like CMT, Interstellar.
Ooh.
So
CMT?
can't remember what it was. It had commercials. So I've watched it now in a plane, and I've now watched it on 2 TVs at the same time.
Oh, you had to watch it with commercials?
Yeah.
You disgust me.
It's still the best movie I've ever seen.
It's very good. I love Interstellar. You just have to watch it right. You have a big-ass TV right there. Go watch it.
I got to catch up on
Isn't
a lot.
that 4K out there?
I got a lot of shows to catch
Oh
up
my
on still.
God.
I'm behind on 90 Day Fiancé.
Oh, my God.
The last week,
Oh,
I got to
Jesus
see
Christ.
if Tiana and gets married. It's a whole thing.
Oh, my God. I hate you.
We got some news to talk about. Let's move straight back from Harley Quinn into the crossover the world really needed. Harley Quinn is in Fortnite, everybody.
But it's Suicide Squad Harley Quinn. Did you notice that?
No, did you see what you have to do? So that's why you got to read the full story.
Oh, I didn't.
And you got to download Fortnite.
No.
Because I think you have to pay for Harley and you get Little Monster version, right?
What the hell's Little Monster version?
Isn't that what it says on her t-shirt?
Oh, yeah. It says Daddy's Little Monster.
Yeah. Whatever.
Did they take the daddies out?
It's Fortnite. Of course they did.
Good.
So you have that one. And then if you unlock enough like achievements, her costume transforms or whatever into the Birds of Prey version,
which is significantly better.
You need to get like a certain amount of wins and stuff like that. Does this make you interested? Okay. Next story, I guess. Let's see what else we got. Oh, here's a good one. Drake. The streaming wars have been raging. We have Courage going to YouTube. We have Zero going to Facebook, all these exclusive, but Drake is now in the hunt, and he's going exclusive to Caffeine, baby.
Wow. Caffeine has that kind of money?
I mean, Caffeine got Drake money. You didn't know Caffeine had Drake money?
I didn't know Caffeine had money.
Yeah, of course.
2 people that I know were exclusive on Caffeine for quite a while because they were getting paid to be, and now they're not, and I don't know what
They had to make money they had to make room for Drake.
I guess. I'm going to tell them this is why.
Drake is now, but this is weird. It's a multi-year agreement. It's exclusively to stream on Caffeine. The partnership was detailed in a press release from Caffeine. The platform will co-produce and stream live rap battles.
Oh, God.
In cooperation with the rap battle platform Ultimate Rap League.
Can Drake freestyle like that?
I don't think he can.
Is he going to be like the MC?
He got to the point where he doesn't need to do that kind
That's
of stuff.
what I'm saying.
Anymore.
Like, can he even do that anymore?
Yeah, he just goes out there and makes kids, do it for entertainment. And the fact that there's an Ultimate Rap League to me is pretty interesting. I wonder how much it is to get a franchise for that. Anyways, it's exciting to be
something for the shock to consider.
I know, right? That's exactly where I want to go. Yeah. You can stream there. It's the same thing as everyone else. It's just a really weird flex. To my knowledge, the only thing Drake ever did was stream with Ninja like once.
I feel like this is not going to be this is not going to be a good ROI for Caffeine. I have a feeling because the amount of money they would have had to shell out for him, they are not going to recoup in viewers. I bet.
You're not going to watch the Ultimate Rap League?
I mean, I'm not their target audience because I don't listen to rap, so I'm not a great judge on that. I'm not a great barometer for that. But I have a feeling this is not going to be great for them.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a weird flex.
I feel like this is going to be one of those things that like 5 years from now we Wikipedia like the streaming era of the internet, and that'll be like the footnote of Caffeine. Like it'll be a little footnote at the bottom that says Caffeine. It said, and it went bankrupt after they spent all their money on Drake and nobody cared.
You've also been tipping your toes, David Webb too, in the TikTok pool.
Oh, I hate myself.
Didn't you guys? I mean, I was on TikTok months ago.
I hate myself.
And you
I hate
guys
TikTok. I'm addicted to it.
You guys shamed the crap out of me.
Yes, we did.
And now you guys only have...
I am shamed. I will still shame you, and I will shame myself.
I can at least safely say I never created a TikTok. I just had it to like scroll and laugh at things. You've actually created one. David's created one, and you guys are actively making TikTok content. What's that like?
Awful.
How do you look at yourself in the mirror?
I can't.
guess is question number one.
I can't. You know what? Speaking of mirrors, I don't understand TikTok because it's like such a big part of TikTok. This just with your phone in a mirror talking. What is that? I sound like I am an old. This is my I'm an old person moment because half the time I scroll on TikTok, I go, "What is this?"
TikTok.
I feel old on TikTok. There's nobody over the age of 16 on that app.
It's really taking what you can do with a mirror and a phone to levels that no one should have known existed
or wanted or needed.
Even those original. Have you found yourself now at that level where you seek out TikTok meme songs?
No.
Okay. You're still salvageable at that point. Like I have a full playlist right now that I could go to that is just songs that got popular on TikTok. Lil Nas X, all those, things that started from TikTok. It actually became a way for musicians to promote their music.
Yeah, I've seen that because I saw some guy that isn't a musician. His song got used for a TikTok meme, and he shot up from like 20,000 listens a day to 250,000 listens a day.
And they're trying to manufacture it. Hobo Johnson, Sacramento's pride and joy, did the same thing where they tried to like pay influencers to do like the Hobo Johnson challenge or whatever.
And you still think he's relatable?
Well, he's going through some stuff. I don't know if you follow him on Twitter.
I don't.
No, I think he gave someone like an STD or something. I don't know.
That doesn't surprise me in the least. That is the least surprising thing I've ever heard about Hobo Johnson.
The most popular esports games of 2019. Did you see the chart?
Wow, that was quite the transition. No,
Don't look at it. Don't look at it.
Oh, okay.
What do you think? There's 5.
Fortnite?
No.
Overwatch?
Overwatch, number 4.
Fortnite's not even in the top 5?
No.
Wow.
Well, you're forgetting.
League of Legends.
Number 1.
There you go. CSGO, is that still on the
number
list?
2.
All right.
You're knocking them out. You got to get 3 and 5.
Is Rainbow Six Siege up there?
No way.
Damn, that would be hilarious.
It's no.
So 1 is League, 2 is CSGO, 4 is Overwatch.
Yeah.
Dota?
There you go. 3.
3?
Look at you, Emma Sky's esports professional.
5.
You'll never get 5.
I bet.
Never, ever.
Can you give me a genre?
Mobile.
PUBG Mobile?
No.
I got nothing.
It is a game called Arena of Valor.
Oh, okay.
You've seen the ads.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Tamiko, for that sub.
Damn, you know what? I'm proud of me, though.
I'm proud of you, too. I didn't even think you knew that many esports. You saying CSGO was just like, what? She knows what CSGO is?
I'm sorry. You know I like video games, right?
I know.
And I actively seek out information about video games.
It doesn't seem like you're seen, though.
It's not.
Well.
But it's so, like, if you're into video games, you know these things. Like, regardless of whether or not you seek out esports, you're aware of them.
So this was based off of esports hours watched in the year. And
on what platform?
It says across all of them. This is across all the channels.
Wow.
So Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, wherever they help.
Caffeine.
Caffeine? No, not Caffeine, actually. Didn't have enough data to...
12 people use Caffeine, okay? They matter.
Well, Drake does now. The League of Legends won by so much.
A fucking landslide because it's League of Legends.
478 million hours watched. That can be like their esports scene is so healthy. That's why it's kind of misleading. Fortnite's is not healthy because they don't have an actual like designated Fortnite stream. They did that one World Cup thing where they streamed for like a couple months, but that's not enough. You need to have consistent viewership throughout the entire year to, I think, make it on this list. Mm-hmm. So while Fortnite's probably a way more popular game than especially like Overwatch or Dota, it didn't have enough like consistent watchable content. And
I've done some quick math on that League of Legends figure.
Yeah.
54,566 years of watch time.
Yeah. Watch time is a crazy. I've noticed that Twitch, when they're trying to sell advertisers, they really hinge on the hours watched, which is crazy to think about. Like if you have 100 people watching an hour's worth of content, that's 100 hours, right? And that's a lot right there.
Mm-hmm.
So when you see these streams that have hundreds of thousands of people watching at any given moment, of course these numbers are just going to be astronomical.
What's ridiculous is YouTube's upload number.
Oh,
100
my
hours
God.
of content every minute.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. Which is why YouTube also just released their figures.
Oh yeah.
Did you see that?
Yeah, I did. It pissed a lot of people off.
They usually so for the first time, Alphabet, Google, YouTube has revealed their ad numbers generated by YouTube. The video service generated a whopping 15.1 billion in 2019. Which is up 36% from 11.16 billion in 2018.
And yet they are demonetizing creators constantly.
Yes.
Constantly.
But I feel mixed about that. You know how they raised the bar for what it takes to monetize on there?
Yeah.
I thought that was a good choice.
Oh yeah, no, I mean demonetizing like a creator who's monetized, who hums 4 seconds of a song and their video gets claimed and demonetized.
Yeah. No, I've been demonetized a few times.
Yes.
It's actually kind of positive from where I'm sitting, who the Overwatch League, that's what I care about right now. It's my wife, it's this podcast, and it's Overwatch League. Those are the 3 big things, and then family and other things, But
miscellaneous family.
Miscellaneous. And the fact that YouTube has really seen an uptick, especially in their gaming, like we were scared because YouTube gaming was a thing and then it went away.
Mm-hmm.
And then, they've found a way to leverage social media and exclusivity, and they're actually making a pretty big dent to where I would 100% say they're number 2 when it comes to like game streaming to Twitch right now. Twitch is still on a
100%
on a slow decline. There's a lot of people upset about it. They're losing a lot of talent, but it's not nowhere near dead. Don't get me wrong. But
it's nowhere near Mixer.
Yeah, that's the thing though. Kind of in, picking up Ninja, picking up Shroud. Everyone's talking about Mixer a lot, but really I think YouTube is silently just kind of crushing it.
Yeah, and we've talked about the numbers before. YouTube was always number 2. YouTube is still astronomically ahead of Mixer.
Yeah.
Because everybody thinks Twitch and Mixer, but Mixer can't even touch YouTube.
Yeah.
And YouTube can't even touch Twitch at this point.
And Overwatch League did their first, their first home opening thing last weekend and gained like 60K subscribers. Like they exploded. And the most important number for all of us teams was if you go and watch the amount of people who rewatched the matches. On Twitch, you get a big number, a big boost at live, and then people just don't go to Twitch to rewatch VODs. And you'd have to go to a whole nother platform on YouTube to rewatch them, which they had pretty good viewership, people who'd rewatch on YouTube. But now when it's all in one spot, these rewatch numbers are banging.
Yeah.
And YouTube cares about it, so they are giving it, prominent placement on the spotlight features and the gondolas and stuff. And a spotlight feature on YouTube compared to a spotlight feature on Twitch, insane. You can go to twitch.com right now, find some people who are on that front page and who still only have a couple hundred viewers. That's not the end all be all for streaming. A lot of people say, if I get on the front page, I'll have made it. Yeah, you'll get a good number, but then as soon as you're not on there no more, that viewership typically goes away. On YouTube, if you're getting that spotlight treatment, it's company changing. That's huge numbers. So they're really figuring out a way to make it happen. Phil Spencer isn't worried about Sony. So he came out and did an interview. Did you check this out?
I have not seen this, no.
So basically, he is trying to say that he's not too concerned with the other console companies as much as he is big tech getting their feet in there with Stadia.
That makes sense. That's a good thing to worry about.
Kinda. I mean, we've seen what Stadia has done so far, and unless he knows something we don't know. No,
but I think there's a couple things there. I think they don't have to be worried about Sony because Sony has been their competitor forever. Like it's always been Xbox and Sony. Like that is what it is. He doesn't really have to worry about it. That's just there. But this is new, and it's companies that have more money than either of them. Google, Amazon, these people that have more money than God. who have the money to have a complete flop and not have it worry them. They don't give a fuck if Stadia flops. What do they care?
Yeah, that's true.
So they have the money for R&D. They have the money to fail. They have the money to keep going after they fail and to keep it afloat. And yeah, Stadia has been a fucking mess. But it's also a part of gaming that Xbox has not yet been able to jump into because Project X Cloud is not available to consumers yet.
I can see that. And I guess it's kind of the devil you know versus the devil you don't.
Exactly.
Like, Sony's not going to pull no rabbit out of the hat, you know. So I could see that argument. It's just weird to see it said, though, because it's always been the console wars, and we're clearly heading into the next episode.
Console war was always... I mean, it's clearly in their business practices, but it's the people that keep that afloat more than anything. Like, the people fight each other over their Sony versus Xbox or PS4, PlayStation versus Xbox. And obviously they care about each other because they're the biggest competitors. They are their biggest competitors.
They care a lot. Like,
of course they do.
That's when they go, I mean, and we'll get there too, but E3, when it used to be relevant, you know, that was the thing. Like, okay, they were undercutting each other. Who would go first and, you know, referencing each other. Who
gets to VR first?
Yeah.
Who gets to AR first? Who gets to whatever the fucking next gen is? Who is the first one to blink in the game of chicken that was backwards compatibility?
I have to apologize to you, Emma, because the world has a weird way of working itself out. The last time you were on the show, we were talking about the Xbox Series X, whatever. And I made a point to roast you because you still use that pass-through port.
Yes, I do.
And I was at my father-in-law's birthday, and he got an Xbox for his birthday, and he was so excited, and we were trying to hook it up to the TV, but they didn't have any auxiliary ports, and he has an old school TV box. And right when all hope was lost, I was like, yeah, you're gonna have to get a switcher. I went, unless it has a pass-through port. And we ended up using the pass-through port, so I apologize.
There you go.
Some people could find that useful.
Thank you very much. Well, your father-in-law cannot get the new Xbox. It doesn't appear that it will have that.
No, he can't, but he can now. And it was pretty handy. Like, I set it up super quick.
It's nice.
Not too bad. Good job, Xbox.
It's a nice convenience factor that I will miss.
Yeah. Well, it's not going to be in the next one.
I know. I'm bummed.
That's it. I think that's.
And then the Geoff Keighley thing.
Geoff Keighley, because we got to talk about.
Speaking of E3.
E3 being dead. So talk to me. What's going on?
Geoff Keighley is leaving E3 for the first time in 25 years. He will not be producing.
Whatever. He has a show thing, right?
Yeah. He covers, hosts, shares E3. It's always been a highlight of his career, he says, a defining part of his career. I also need to be open and honest with you, the fans, about precisely what to expect from me. I have made the difficult decision to decline to produce E3 Coliseum.
Coliseum, that's right.
Which I believe is all the press conference stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so no Geoff Keighley this year.
You know, Geoff Keighley has turned the ship around. Before, he was kind of a big joke when he had the big Dorito Gate thing, you know. I
don't even know what that is.
He was hosting... I can't even remember the event anymore, but it was like a total sellout moment where he sat on like a throne of, you know, Doritos in the background. Everyone was like, oh, Geoff Keighley sold out or whatever.
He probably doesn't care because he probably got paid.
Oh, yeah. He's definitely become like a leader in the industry now. Like the Game Awards were fucking lit this year. Mm-hmm. Like those have always been a joke, you know, especially when they're on like Spike TV.
Last couple of years have been pretty good.
Yeah. No, like 2 years in a row, and like they get hype and they've been showing like love to the esports community. Like they're really just doing it right now. And so I feel like his stock is higher now than it ever has. So this is just another like high profile, you know, my presence not there actually means something situations. Mm-hmm. And then PlayStation isn't going to be there. I don't even know what to look forward to at this E3. Like, is there any big announcements that you're even excited about?
I have no idea. I guess we'll see. So, like, I mean, Xbox will still be there. Nintendo will be there. Devolver always has theirs, which is always fun. Theirs is not stuff that, like, I'm super excited to see what they're announcing. It's always, I'm very excited to see what their production is going to look like this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I still watch for the press conferences. I'm just here for the Xbox press conference, let's be real.
Usually, like, I can't think of one thing, though. Usually there's always something like, oh, yeah, we got to watch E3 this year because
we'll get some big, Yeah, no, we'll probably get some big cyberpunk thing.
The game's
Since
already,
it got pushed back to
it's pretty
September.
much done though.
It is, which means they can show more of it.
I don't care about that though.
Wow.
Why are we going to see more of it? Just put it out. It could be out now.
But it's not going to be out till September.
They had their moment.
So they have another moment for a big E3 showcase with a more
what are they
going to
do?
Game.
2 Keanu Reeves?
Yeah.
Like, you cannot top that last
Keanu
one.
and I can't remember the other guy's name from Bill and Ted.
No.
And the blonde guy from Bill and Ted.
No.
Bill and Ted.
There you go. Nah, I don't know. That's our show, though. That was a good little one. We held it down.
We did.
I'm proud of us. I feel like that one, what was that Paul Rudd thing? Look at us.
Look at us. Who would have thunk?
Not me.
Not me.
Emma Skies, what's the stream schedule look like? You've been playing Sekiro?
Oh, God.
How much more Sekiro you got?
I don't know. This game is a nightmare, and I want to die. Like, in real life, I want to die when I play this game. It's
Does it make you want to die
horrible.
twice, Emma?
No, just the once. I don't want to come back. Just the once.
I don't know why you put yourself through it.
Because they paid for it. It was a stretch goal. Oh my God, I hate it so much. I like driving over here. I played for 6 hours today. And driving over here, I was like considering the horrible mood it put me in. And it's that kind of mood where like, if just one more thing goes wrong, I'm going to cry. All it would take, that's all it would take. Just one slight inconvenience to tip me over the edge. And I would probably just start crying. That game, it is not healthy for me to play that game for 6 hours. I can't do that again.
That was a pretty bold choice for you to be in that state and then walk into my house.
Yeah,
Like,
I was upset. I spent 3.5 hours on one boss fight and didn't even beat him. So yeah, I'm probably going to stream some more later this week.
Wow.
And then I will jump out my fucking window.
If you guys aren't keeping track, there's free games on the Epic Game Store, and they've been doubling up the last couple weeks. I mean, these aren't like banger titles that are going to change your life, but this week, there's still time. Actually, today's the last day if you're listening to this when it comes out. But Ticket to Ride is for free, and a game called Carcassonne? I don't know. Those ones weren't interesting. More important to say, the ones that are coming out next week, Kingdom Come Deliverance, which is like this really dope looking RPG that picked up some heat. It's a real game, guys. Like, this is a game that costs money and it's free. The other one is Aztez, which was one of those stylized beat 'em up games. So do yourself a favor if you're looking for something, outside of the normal, which everybody needs to break the monotony. You should just be going to the Epic Game Store and getting free games. They don't take them away. They're yours forever. I think that's it.
Is that it?
Yeah.
All right.
For
I'm
Emma
gonna go home and
Skies, the
cry.
real... No, not the real... For Lexi... No. For Kurt... No, he's not here either. It's just the two of us. We did it.
We did it.
Bye.
I'm going to go cry.